Hello, RevoFi community. So the long-awaited product reveal. So I know it's been a little bit of a wait, but here we are. So we've already started shipping devices, all this stuff, but now we're able to kind of demonstrate the devices now that I've got some time. After doing some scaling on. So without further ado, you'll see here that we've already got one device. It's already powered up and booted and provisioned and ready to go, right? And then we'll show the connectivity here. So the RevoFi access point is already stood up and the mesh is already activated. So the very first device is online. And so the next thing I really want to do is go through an actual unboxing, take the device out, we'll set it up, and then I'll actually show how to add that device to your account in the mobile app, and then we'll actually configure the mesh. So let's go ahead and take this first one out of the box here. All right, so we'll take it out. You should have an information card in here that will have your device QR code on it. This is very important. And we'll take the device out. So it should also come with enough antennas and power cords to get going. First one. Antennas on it. So all of the yellow antennas will represent the Wi-Fi mesh, Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi mesh. And this is a Link Pro that we'll be assembling today. Okay, and then the Wi-Fi 5 in the middle and the back for its antenna. Okay. And then we can go ahead and move this box out of the way. And we'll go ahead and get the power cord set up. Get it plugged in. And we've already got an Ethernet cable here ready to go. It as well. Okay, so we'll go ahead and plug in the Ethernet, get it online, and we'll power it up. All right, get some power. So these devices will take a minute or two to fully boot up. So let's just give it a second. I'm gonna pause it for just a second and then we'll come back as it boots up here. Okay, so as you see, it started its initial boot sequence. Okay, the RevoFi AP and mesh are up. Okay, now the device is fully booted. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'm gonna pause the video, and then we'll actually show on the iPhone this device, right? And so we'll show the existing devices, the existing mesh network, and then we'll show how to add this device to my account and then configure it as part of the mesh. Okay, so now we're going to add the device, the new device, to an existing network. So we'll scan the QR code. That will auto-populate. It's already mapped. Okay, it'll refresh. So there's number 12. So now if we look at our existing mesh settings, we can see that that's a node. We've got a master. The mesh ID is 007, but 12 has not been configured, right? So we don't have any status. So we have to configure it. So we're going to enter the same mesh ID of 007, make this one a node as well, and configure it. Okay, that's done. Now we'll go back and just reload that. And now we should see 12. All right, so there it is. So now it's got the same mesh ID and it's a node connected to that master. Right, so we can see that all three are online as well. All right, some of the other things, you can transfer funds in the app. You can transfer both Revos and data credits, which is kind of unique to us. You can also swap. It's bilateral swaps, which we're pretty proud of. So connected, all right, so already connected to RevoFi, and let's put it in airplane mode, and just to validate, right, that we're strictly using RevoFi and the Wi-Fi 6 mesh front end. Let's just do a speed test. Let's use Oopla. Okay, see how this goes with them. Okay, so getting, around that 17.5 mark, which, I think that's probably like the max on my device. On my iPhone, and let's just make sure. I wanted to see the upload as well. Here, let's run Google's internet speed test. So it's bouncing around that 17 mark, and I'm pretty sure that's either my phone being limited or it's just my internet that my ISP that I've got here. Okay, so my upload is picking up around 17 as well. All right, so there you go, right? That's pretty darn good, I would say, for my iPhone. All right, so now that our device is online and connected and part of the mesh network, so now one of the things we can do is, we can look at that on the back end and to validate it. So one of the things that we do have is a tool that allows us to look in and see what the actual devices are doing, kind of see its neighbors. Now, this data and this dashboard, really, what we're going to be able to do is most of this is going to be moved into the mobile app, so you'll be able to see a lot of this directly in the mobile app. So this is more of just an admin back end for us right now. So this is one of our right. So now here's all my neighbors. So you can see, right, like here's all the different nodes that it sees, their state, which all of those are mining. So I can see their different IP addresses that are out there as well, and what their ping looks like. So these are just off of this one node. But again, this won't really be available to the public. This is just something that we've been using for internal for testing and to validate. So the vast majority of the node status and what the node is making and its balance and all these things will be shown in the mobile application, and we'll demonstrate that in the upcoming days. But just for this video's sake, I wanted to show that okay, the node is up and it is mining and it's got some neighbors. Right? Obviously, this is not the current node, but I believe it is. Let me look. All right, so it is one of these right here. Right, is one of the ones that I just set up, and obviously its ID is hashed. Right, so but it's one of these two right here with the 68 IP. So it is mining, which is good, and it's in, and it's got a good ping to my main node. So again, we'll get some of these additional like node information out on the actual mobile application, and those will be available. Actually, I think we'll be able to show those in the next couple of days here, because I believe that push is going to be done and completed. So that's it for this portion, and then we'll move on to the next. All right, so the last thing I really wanted to demonstrate and show here, right, was that this is one of our metrics dashboards that we're creating. This will probably live, in a little bit of a different version down the road, but for right now, this is what we are currently using. Now, this is an aggregate for all production devices, and some of the metrics aren't working for some reason. We're still working on that, but the vast majority are. So if you'll see here, essentially the aggregate of all devices online currently, with all RevoFi, applications and containers running, including the Wi-Fi mesh, and kind of some of our other stuff that we're running on board of the device. So in aggregate, the system load is 0.56, which is very, very low. We're averaging somewhere around the 5 to 6% in CPU usage in total for aggregate as well. Memory usage is also really low, and but the most important thing here is the system load and CPU is really, really low, and then additionally the network utilization for just baseline is also very, very low. And so not a whole lot of utilization, just running the standard stuff, right, that we ship with the devices, which is great. What this means, and one of the other things that we're going to be doing, adding to this dashboard, is a GPU monitoring as well as a container. So you'll be able to, eventually we will be able to monitor the actual GPU utilization, as well as total storage, and additionally, I think that will tell us exactly how much the containers that we're going to be running will be utilizing each one of the resources. So kind of some container metrics and monitoring as well, out above and beyond what we're seeing here for just disk I/O and usage, right? So which our utilization is pretty low right now for disk utilization. So that means that the baseline for all devices on the network are actually a lot better than even I had anticipated. I was guessing that after we completed all of our containers and everything that we needed to run on the device, that we would be sitting around somewhere between 40 to 50% utilization, and so really only 50% of the CPU availability at any given time would be available to run different types of containers. As you can see here, this is not the case. We're going to have a lot of ability to run a lot more nodes than we anticipated simultaneously on each one of these devices, and so what that equates to is more earning potential. So the more nodes we can run,
the more earnings that each device can potentially have. So this gives us, a pretty substantial increase in what we had thought was going to be our system load on the CPU. So just another something that I wanted to share, but this is very, very good news, as well as the actual throughput of the devices as well. So pretty excited about this and where we were able to get this. And again, this is going to improve. I think we can get this down to a pretty solid 4 to 5%, with a few other things that we're working on. Such as like changing Python scripts to C and things of this nature that are running on the device. So with that, I'll leave you and look for some more videos coming out, and we'll be doing a lot more introductions to some of the other aspects, including the blockchain, blockchain Explorer, the blockchain itself. So we'll be showing those here over the next couple of days too. All right, thanks, and more to come.